So this all started with having some ice problems, and so the easiest answer was to just turn the freezer temp down quite a bit. Let's see if we can do something with seeing what, and that, I guess that kind of worked because our ice tray is full now, but the fridge is still not right, so I shouldn't have to have it at -6 to keep ice in our ice tray, and the refrigerator is running 24/7. Alright, I'm going to show you how I detect my resistances of my sensors on the back panel of this circuit board. I have my flashlight here. I'm just going to show you here. We have different connector modules or multi-pin connectors is what we have. We have the 7, we have the 5, and we have the 6 over here. Piece through my different wires. I'm looking for my blue-white. So I have one at the bottom, and I have one at the top just above it. So I just have to separate them to be able to find where my pin connections are for my blue-white, blue-white. Very simple stick pin with a head on it. And what I do is I find my tiny little opening within my connector, and they're on the inside of my wires. And you stick that in there, and you stick it in as far as you can to be able to get this little stick pin to touch the wires on the inside, and then I just bend it up. So it's now bent up. I'm not sure if you can get a good view of that. And then I do the same thing for the bottom. But that gives me a lead coming out of your multimeter. I'm going to stick it on my setting for ohms. So I'm at 9 kilo ohms. I'm now going to look at my chart and see what temperature that is and compare it to the actual temperature I have in my freezer based on my thermometer. Alright, so I'm back with looking for my my voltage across that thermistor, that temperature sensing lead that's in the freezer. My chart tells me I should be somewhere just below 2, in the upper 1 point something, and that's what we got. So I got 2, so I'm a little bit higher than what it said it should be, but 1.9. So I'm at 2.0, so I think there's something wrong with that sensor. So I'm going to show you all this little thing I did as well. So here's my water line going to my fridge right here. At one point in this whole process, I kinked my line onto it, simple loop, and then I brought it up, and I tied it into a pulley with just some simple weights I found. All right, so back at it. I got my towel down because this may get a little messy for me, but start from scratch to show you all this. We have our couple of drawers, and my thermometer. My thermometer currently reads 18 is where it is. I had a resistance of 9. To take this drawer out, we have our slide. All we do is take our pin, and it's either up on this black slide, and it comes out. Sometimes you have to push that back to get this whole thing out, but we just tilt the drawer, start taking this out. This comes back. Nice thing, this is on a little hinge system, so it rotates. But can I do it one-handed? I can. So that one was up, the other side would then be down. And quickly over here, so there's the other side. The other side goes down and back. Let's see if I can get this while holding the camera. Well, either way, that's how it comes out, and then you just kind of go ahead and take it on out of there. And I'll be back. The 2 drawers out, come back over to the fridge. Alright, if you've seen this in my other video, I have my handy little pry bar tool. I have my big drawer in. I just get back in this corner. Just back in this corner, and I start it. Otherwise there's going to be a lot of frost in there. Pry and I pull. I didn't even take that slide out. slowly. And there's a fan right there, and it's on. Everything is on right now. Slowly lift and pull everything out. I did get my sensor was loose. A lot of ice back there, so hopefully it take that sensor off this. There's that blue sensor. That's the sensor for that blue and white wire that we just checked. See if I can lift this up and slide her down very gently. Slide it down very gently. Slide it down very gently. Don't need to be in a rush with that one. Not with everything plugged in still. It's hooked over there. There we go. Not too bad. I thought there'd be more ice back there considering what's going on. But I wanted to show you this. This is the blue sensor. It's a thermistor. Thermistors use just the temperature of the metal that's inside this little probe. It sends a voltage through it, measures the resistance. The colder it is, the more resistance to flow. I'm going to take this off. Come on. And I'm going to measure this one. There it is. I'm going to measure this one out of its environment and see what we get. Back, I have my multimeter. Oops, I have my multimeter. And kind of everything to do here. I'm going to check my resistance. I'm going to go back to my ohms. I have 2.74. Now, as I go 2.74 puts me right at about room temperature, but for some reason it's reading 9 ohms. 9, when we measured the blue-white to blue-white, 9 is right here in kilo ohms, which is in the 20-degree range. And what did we say that was? 18 degrees? So some reason we're 10 degrees, which tells me there's a good chance that this little bugger somehow just wore out on. And $10 part, I think it's 2 weeks in shipping on standard shipping.